Welcome to the alchemy of sex and spirit, where sex, psychology and spirit meet. And in this episode, we're decoding Adam and Eve. And stay until the end for this episode's magical practice. It might just change everything. Let me tell you the version of Sleeping Beauty that was never intended for children. The one whispered behind temple doors only to initiates. There once was a kingdom sealed behind walls of thorns. At the very center of the kingdom was a palace, and in a high room, untouched by time, a beautiful woman slept. Not the soft sleep of childhood, this was the sleep of potential, of coiled desire, of a fire waiting behind the stillness. Her body glowed faintly beneath the sheets. Each slow rise and fall of her chest carried a sweetness so subtle it felt like a secret her body was whispering to the room itself. Her thighs rested open just enough to hint at trust. Her hands lay loosely across her heart, as though they had once held something or someone and hadn't yet forgotten the shape. She wasn't helpless. She wasn't passive. She was Kundalini, the feminine power sleeping in the root of every human body. She was Eve before embodiment, not expelled, not shamed, but waiting for the moment when her time would come again. And the kingdom mirrored her state. Every corridor, every room, every servant and soldier and candle flame was paused mid-breath, mid-gesture, mid-desire. Nothing moved because she had not yet moved. And far beyond the forest, a prince began his journey, mounted on a white horse, a symbol of the hero. Moved by a force far older than duty, a pull he felt in his soul, in the heavy warmth gathering deep within him, beyond any physical organs. He is the descending current. In Western esoteric spirituality, he's called Fohat. In the Bible, he's called Adam. With each step towards the hidden castle, the air around him stirred as if her sleeping body was already reacting to his approach. When he reached the thorns, they didn't deter him. They tested his desire as though the kingdom itself refused to let in anything less than the force destined for her. The palace gates slowly opened to him, like a body softening. As he climbed the stairs leading to the tower, he felt her heat before he even saw her, a warmth that rose through the stone, through the air, through the very space around him, as though her energy were reaching for him even while she slept. When he finally entered her chamber, time dissolved. He stopped. He inhaled deeply, slowly, intentionally. He stood over her, and his entire being shifted. His breath deepened. His spine lengthened, his awareness sharpened into a singular, undeniable focus. Her, not as an object, but as an answer. He sat beside her, slowly. He didn't touch her yet. He let his presence reach her first, the heat of his body, the rhythm of his breath, the magnetism of his attention, and her body responded. At first, just a ripple, a subtle shift, a tiny arch. Her breath changed. It deepened. It opened. The prince leaned closer. Their breath mingled. The air between them grew warmer, and when he finally brushed his lips to hers, soft, slow, intentional, her entire body answered, not in shock, in recognition. The serpent uncoiled. A wave of heat rose through her spine, gliding upward with sensual precision, not chaotic, not overwhelming, but erotic, inevitable. Her back arched in a slow, involuntary offering. Her lips parted beneath his. And as she woke, the kingdom woke. The soldiers gasped as life returned to their limbs. The servants drew in breath as purpose returned to their hands. Candles regained their flame. Fires roared back into life. Gardens burst into bloom with a force of withheld desire finally released. Her rising became the rising of everything. She opened her eyes and met his gaze with the awareness of a woman who knows she is the power he came for, and the power that awakens him. For as she rose, he rose. As she breathed, he breathed. As she returned to her body, his awareness descended deeper into his. This isn't a rescue story. It's an erotic initiation. The prince is the conscious masculine. The princess is the awakened feminine. The kiss is the union of currents. This is the erotic truth of Adam and Eve. This is the awakening of the inner marriage. This is the moment where the lightning finds the serpent and the serpent rises to meet it. And this is the primal heartbeat of quantum sex. Now, take a breath, because what you've just heard isn't just a story. It's a footstep into the greater mysteries. The erotic Sleeping Beauty isn't about a princess, a prince, and a kiss. It's a map of your inner world. Sleeping Beauty is the feminine current inside you. For a man, it's the anima, it's Eve. Kundalini, the coiled life force resting at the base of your spine. She's instinct, sensuality, creativity, inspiration, and meaning. The prince is the masculine current inside you. For a woman, it's the animus, it's Adam, Fohat, the descending spark of consciousness. He's clarity, consciousness, purpose, presence, the capacity to concentrate, to witness, to penetrate. When he enters the palace, that's consciousness entering the body. When she responds, that's energy rising to meet awareness. And when their lips meet, that's the moment sexual and spiritual energies recognize each other and begin to unite. The kingdom waking is you waking, confidence rising, intuition informing, creativity blossoming, sensuality radiating. Because when the two currents meet, when Adam descends and Eve rises, your entire inner world awakens. Your whole being begins to breathe again. Your spine becomes the path they travel. Your body becomes the palace returning to life. But most of us didn't grow up in a world that honors the balance between Adam and Eve. In fact, we grew up in a world that spent more than 1,000 years teaching us to fear it. Long before organized religion hijacked God and turned him into an elderly male figure with a beard and a bad temper, the divine was understood as mother and father, two principles in perfect unity. But by the time Christianity became a political empire, that harmony was shattered. A divorce was created in heaven, and we all became motherless children of a single parent. And so the story of Adam and Eve was turned into a literal tale of a man and a woman stripped of its mystical meaning and used to justify hierarchy, shame, control, and fear. The feminine force was pushed underground. Her power was treated as dangerous, her wisdom forbidden, her sexuality demonized. Then came the moral brainwashing. In the West, the Ten Commandments, universal principles, became instruments of fear and sexual repression. Thou shalt not and so-called original sin drowned out, there is nothing wrong with you. And so sexual consciousness devolves, not because people are broken, but because they've inherited a broken map. Quantum sex exists to repair that map, to bring the feminine and the masculine back into unity. Adam wasn't a man, he was androgynous, consciousness. Eve wasn't a woman, she was the emergence of energy, form and feeling, self-consciousness. The so-called fall wasn't about lust, disobedience or sin. It was the next evolutionary step, the soul entering a physical body, experiencing separation, developing freedom, and the capacity for choice. Adam and Eve are energetic forces, currents within the subtle body, not genders, not sinners, not historical figures, but symbols of inner awakening. And where does the meeting of these forces take place? Where is the one located? Somewhere out there? Somewhere up there? Somewhere called heaven? No. That place where the source of all, the perfect unity, oneness exists, is to be found at the center of your chest, deep behind any skeletal structures, behind the physical organ of the heart. On the Kabbalistic tree of life, this place is known as Tiphareth. In the language of the tarot, it's the sun card. The Rosicrucians call it the rose cross. In yoga, it's the Anahata chakra, the place where the divine and the human intertwine. When Adam descends to this heart energy center, presence becomes compassion, will becomes warmth, clarity becomes tenderness. When Eve rises into the heart center, instinct becomes love, emotion becomes wisdom, desire becomes purpose. And when the two currents meet, Tiphareth becomes a furnace, not burning, but transforming. If the heart's closed, the currents can't meet. Adam descends but can find no landing place. Eve rises but finds no welcome. Then sex becomes mechanical. Pleasure becomes confusing. Intimacy becomes fragile. But when the heart opens, even slightly, everything transforms. Quantum sex isn't about escalating sensation. It's about bringing the two currents into the heart. This is the inner marriage hidden in the Western esoteric schools. On the tree of life, it's known as the lightning flash and the serpent path meeting through the middle pillar. And quantum sex is the sacred marriage, not only between masculine and feminine, and between men and women, not only between sex and spirit, but between the cultures, between religions, between East and West, the Orient and the Occident. Magical practice. Find a place where you can be quiet and alone for 15 minutes. Now find a comfortable position, seated or lying down, with the spine straight and your breath easy. Let your eyes close. Take a moment to choose an intention, something in your life you want to grow, to attract, or to embody. Hold it clearly in your mind as a desire or aim. Now, bring your attention to the crown of your head. Above you, sense a gentle radiance gathering, a sphere of quiet, intelligent light. This is the presence of your higher self, of the true Adam, the masculine current of clarity, will, and awakening. Slowly inhale. Let the light move down to rest at the crown. Feel a soft contact, warmth, brightness, stillness. On your next inhale, draw the light down into the area of your throat. A sphere of clear, steady luminosity forms there. Let your exhale soften and widen, open the channel. Again, inhale and guide the light into your heart. A warm center opens. Feel the presence, the compassion, the quiet strength here. Inhale once more, drawing the light into the solar plexus, golden sphere of purpose and direction. Let your exhale settle you deeper into the body. Breathe in once more and draw the light into your sex or sacral center, in that dark and mysterious center, deep between your genitals and the sacrum at the base of your spine. And now with your next breath, guide the light all the way down to the base of the spine. A sphere of grounding, stability, and embodied presence forms here, round the area of the tailbone, although the energy center is located deep beyond the skeletal coccyx. This is the full descent of Adam, the alignment of the vertical pillar. Pause for a moment. Feel the continuous stream of light running from crown to base. Now bring your awareness to your feet. Sense the living earth beneath you, warm, steady, alive. And from the earth, a second current now begins to rise. The energy of Eve, the feminine force, intuition, feeling, and embodied vitality. Take a slow inhale. Let this rising warmth travel from the feet to the base. A soft grounding presence awakens here. Inhale again, guiding the upward current from the base to the sacral, the center of creativity, emotion. Feel a gentle loosening, a receptive warmth. Next breath, draw the rising energy from the sacral to the solar plexus. Here, the two currents touch. Adam's clarity meeting Eve's vitality. Another slow inhale, and guide the ascending energy into the heart. This is the point of union. Light from above, life from below. Clarity and warmth, presence and feeling. Let them kiss. Let them merge. A single sphere of radiant warmth expands gently in your chest. Now bring your intention, your desire, into this moment. Don't force it. Simply let it rest there in the center of your chest, within the union of these two currents. With every inhale, the intention receives light, direction, clarity. With every exhale, it receives life, magnetism, warmth, intuition. Feel the intention gathering strength, becoming real within you. Stay with this for one more slow breath. Now, allow the radiance of this union, the merged currents of Adam and Eve, to expand outward from your heart, through the body, into the space around you. A gentle field of magnetism, holding and nourishing your intention. Now, release your intention or desire to the unseen, the universe, to the one. Use your imagination to see your intention streaming out into the universe in patterns of energy like smoke streams into space after extinguishing a candle flame. Let your breath settle. Let your body soften. And when you feel ready, open your eyes gently and carry this quiet inner union forward into your day. I hope you found today's episode helpful. I hope you join me again next time. If something in today's episode has spoken to you, maybe stirred a question or touched something inside you that wants to heal or go deeper, you're welcome to reach out. If you'd like to arrange a call with me, you'll find a link in the episode description below. In the meantime, take these words from the Kama Sutra away with you. Sex isn't the original sin. Guilt is. Thank you for listening. I'm David Brown, and this is The Alchemy of Sex and Spirit.